Welcome in, everybody. It is Saturday morning, the latest episode of Start Sit Different Day. We are heading into week 12, and this is a family affair, just like we do every single year post-Thanksgiving. Faith gets the boys from No Punt Intended. Myself, Joe, Ryan off of his deathbed. We've all come and flocked to help you with all of your Week 12 lineup decisions. Hit us in the comments. Bring those questions because, let's be honest, this show is pretty damn boring without you guys. Stay tuned.
Hey! Hello. Happy Saturday. Welcome to Start Sit Different Day, the day after Black Friday. Welcome, boys.
Saturday.
It is Small Business Saturday. Look, even on his deathbed, he can add insight and wisdom. Look at that. That's why he is the patriarch of our family.
And the beard.
Yeah, that too. Josh's work. It's like you. It's funny because you and then Josh and then Joe are like the three stages of a beard.
Well, I was gonna say actually, and then if we include you in that and we put me over here, we literally just work our way through the beard process.
Joe, you with us?
Oh yeah, sorry, I fell asleep on Josh's intro. I was literally waited for a minute and 45 fucking seconds for you to throw it to me. I was sleeping. Oh.
Well, I wasn't sure what happened. I was like, is he frozen? Is he just being a tool? What is going on here?
All of the above.
Anyway, Ryan, glad you could make it. How are you feeling, kind sir?
Better. For those who aren't aware, I'm dealing with COVID. It was really bad a week ago. It has gotten better, but then I was telling everybody before the show, I think I'm now also developing an ear infection. So you're going to hear me coughing. You're going to see me go off camera. I have my water for the first time in ages. So we'll see how this goes. But my fantasy football insight will still be top notch with all this free time. I've just been working on my rankings.
Cramming the numbers.
Exactly. It's all I do.
That's all I do. Is Ryan the only one here who made the fishbowl playoffs?
Joe's not even in the fishbowl, so.
I thought you were.
No.
I had a good run.
I did not.
I'm top 500. I really like where my team was. I made the wrong call on a kicker this week. Fuck you, Riley Patterson. Don't know what happened in that game.
Detroit did. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's fair. But this was the team where I loaded up on running back, so I have Christian McCaffrey and David Montgomery. So not in bad shape whatsoever in that team. I have Jared Goff, I think, as well. So all in all, everything worked out because Scott Fishbowl has no negative scoring.
Yeah, I was still like 8-14. It was bad.
I gotta say the 1 year I did Scott Fish, I made, I believe, the top 100. So
I made the semis last year and then
went out on top. Yeah.
I started my Scott Fishbowl season by losing to Tom Everett Scott, but then I finished my Scott Fishbowl season by beating James Roday. So I'm like, at least I was sandwiched with legends and I went out on top.
Got to give them celebs the business.
I know. Joe's glad Joe is back.
Of course.
Because he had to deal with Josh last week. And
let's go. My burner account coming in handy.
I was literally going to say.
Let's go.
I'm going to create a burner account just for myself.
Yeah. It's a really bad burner account because I use my first.
I'm making mine Ryan Best. And then I'm just going to be like, that was great fucking advice.
Yeah. Or do Ryan Day.
Ryan Day.
Yeah.
Ryan Best Day.
Good Lord. Ladies, this is what happens. Speaking of best days and worst days, there are a bunch of people who are not having a good day this weekend because they're sitting on the bench because they're injured. Which of you think is doing injuries?
I don't know.
Okay. Ryan, you wrote them. You might as well do them.
I was ready to do injuries, but I didn't know there was a sheet. So
it's the easiest list ever.
Great.
No quarterbacks.
There's always a sheet, no?
Yeah, no quarterbacks of no. I didn't put it on the list, but Taylor Heineke is questionable, but he's already losing his job again. Desmond Ritter's taking back over for those not aware. At running back, Jerick McKinnon and Kendry Miller are the only out players. Before this morning, it was a pretty easy list. Dameon Pierce, Deontay Foreman, players who don't matter. However, this morning, Rachaad White added to the list with a late knee injury. You do not want to see players added on a Saturday, especially players taking on teams who give up the most points to fantasy running backs over the last month and players who you built your entire DFS fucking lineup around. So adjustments will be made. Wide receiver a little bit worse. T. Higgins, Noah Brown, Michael Wilson, Treylon Burks all out. Darius Slayton listed as doubtful. Justin Jefferson, interestingly, listed as questionable, but not expected to play. So let's just call that one doubtful. Marquise Brown, Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham, Zay Jones, all questionable. So a little bit of trouble there in Baltimore, who has already lost Mark Andrews. At tight end, Dallas Goedert, Hayden Hurst, both out. TJ Hawkinson, Gerald Everett, both listed as questionable. And my boy Younghoe Koo was questionable, but came off the report yesterday. No kickers of note with a tag.
Max Crosby, doubtful. Just RIP.
Yeah, I saw somebody for Tampa Bay just got added to the list on defense this week as well. So
I'd copy Vita Vea because I put in a bid for him to cover my Max Crosby ass. But it doesn't matter. I played Dak Prescott and Jalen Waddle. I'm already down 90-9. So
yeah, what a group of interesting blowouts this entire week. I guess the Detroit game wasn't a blowout, but when you look at the offensive production, it was a blowout.
You want to recap of Thanksgiving? The Lions were the Lions. They're exactly who we thought they are. They're Detroit. If they didn't have Detroit slapped across their chest and on their name, they'd be fucking 11-0. It doesn't matter. They're the Detroit Lions.
What is that now? 8 straight Thanksgiving losses for Detroit?
Because they suck. Okay. Next one. The Commanders commandered, and Deron Bland is Night Train Lane. I mean, the man is insane.
I can't remember who it was. Some corner came out, might have been Darius Slay, said that Bland is Defensive Player of the Year. With 5 touchdowns, is that enough to get past what Myles Garrett is doing in Cleveland? I don't think it is.
When he scores 2 more touchdowns, yes, it will be enough.
Yeah, that is a good point. There are plenty of games left.
Yeah, plenty of games left.
Let's play a game called Figure This Out.
December 3rd. That would be next Sunday.
No, you're right. Sunday. Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles are gonna give a haircut to the Hammers while they eat turkey legs and drink beer. There you go. Got it.
I love it.
Tell me I'm wrong. You can't, because you can't. So you're welcome.
Congratulations, Cesar.
For the record, both of them would have been good starts.
Yeah, the only not good start was the Detroit defense. Good thing some idiot named him his stream of the fucking week.
You know what? To be fair, Ryan, you were on your deathbed, so
no excuses. What the funny thing is, I like them. I liked Miami better. Miami was my stream of the week before, so if you picked them up, you're welcome. I liked Detroit. I did not see this coming. Who the fuck saw anything? Who saw Christian Watson climbing out of his casket and actually playing football on Thanksgiving? So.
I did. No, I didn't. But
you fucking did not.
But how perfect is it that it happened against the fucking Lions on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it's not perfect for me, who has been shit talking Christian Watson for months at this point, and then talking up the Lions defense. I literally was like, the Lions want to show people who they are in front of this national audience. Well, they fucking did.
Well, if it makes them feel any better, I think Jack Harlow looked worse than the Lions did.
Yeah,
so.
Not a good look. Yeah. Not a good look.
So Joe just made a comment that starting either defense would have been pretty good. I think it's funny because in our Flexi League, I was like, who started the Miami defense? Lo and behold, it was Weezy Weeze. But then he played Matt Record, who started the Niners defense.
Yeah.
So Ryan got 31 out of the Dolphins and Matt got 22 out of the Niners. So they were both good to start unless you started the Niners and we're playing the Dolphins.
In a contending league, I've ended up with Dallas and San Francisco, and wasn't too happy with Dallas till that Bland touchdown, and then San Francisco came out and balled as well. So,
Wait,
let
good
Joe
morning, scampers.
I said we could keep filling these questions in. Joe, you can give us your analysis of the last 2 games.
Yeah, because there's 2 more. I didn't watch too much of the Niners game, but all you need to know is that apparently the Seahawks shit their pants every time they play the 49ers. That's just very simple. The Seahawks and then it's just a weird little carousel of shit that they got going on. And then Arizona is just the ugly stepchild. the Jets are the Jets.
The fail Mary,
listen,
baby.
Listen, this
The fail
this
Mary.
this is perfect because I'm a big Family Guy fan. And the most recent episode was called Boston Baby. Stewie
I
found
haven't seen
out
the most recent episode yet.
Well, Stewie found
Spoiler.
out that Lois donated some eggs in college and found out they had a long lost brother who he thought he was in Cambridge, Massachusetts, thought he was a Harvard scholar. Turns out he's just a Boston dirtbag, like most of us are. And he goes and he's trying to help him get adopted. And he's obviously a Patriots fan. And the family's like, we're a Jets family. You're going to be a Jets fan. And then the baby starts beating up the parents. And I will end this with how the Jets have played recently. And keep in mind, I didn't write this, okay? The Family Guy's writers wrote this. This is simply the messenger. They said, the last jet that mattered in New York was the one that hit the South Tower.
No.
That is exactly what the joke was. So there you go. That is the Family Guy analysis on how bad the Jets have been. There you go.
See, me being the musical fan that I am, my brain went with the last jet that mattered in New York was in West Side Story.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, let's just move on.
Hey, like I said, don't shoot the messenger. That was the Family Guy joke. So
all of you are delinquents. Yeah, but you didn't need to say it, Joe. On that note, Evans or Collins for the start, Ryan?
I'm not benching Mike Evans. Collins has been, hit or miss. It seems like Tank Dell is starting to take over there, and I'm just not benching Mike Evans. Baker clearly loves him. It's working out for touchdowns. Give me Mike Evans.
Josh?
I'm going to go Mike Evans. You can't sit him right now. Baker's got a hard on for him. So
Joey Z.
as long as Tank Dell is playing, Nico's still going to be limited. So
Exactly.
sure.
Joey Z.
Sure. I don't care. Yeah, Mike Evans. Mike Evans sounds good.
It helps that Noah Brown's out. I don't know that there's a bad decision there, but Mike Evans is better.
Joe just wants to know that he started the Dallas D and Mostert. He had his opponent at Miami and Ayuk, and he is still up by 1 point.
Yeah,
Well,
Brandon Ayuk, Seattle
point.
did a good job slowing him down except for a couple of plays, but every single time I watch a 49ers game, I come away thinking Brandon Ayuk is so good and would be so much better on a team that threw the ball more. So I hope he walks.
Is this a contract year?
Isn't it?
I thought he has
Mostert?
2 more.
No, Mostert signed a 2-year.
No.
Oh, Ayuk. Fuck.
No. Technically, he's on the 5th-year option next year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so 2 years.
Scampers, who's on the West Coast, for those of you who don't know, he said he just heard I'm not benching Mike Evans.
Yes.
I mean, we are coming into the Christmas season, so if you are benching Kevin McAllister, you are.
I was trying to. Is there a Kevin
Sorely
that matters
missing
in
out.
the NFL right now? I don't think there is. So
Um,
Kevin Coleman, I would never bench though. Shout out to the boys.
Speaking of Scampers, this comment is for Joe. He is super stoked to start Taysom Hill this week.
I mean,
Your QB. Whoa, Scampers.
Look.
I hope you're joking. That's the one place you can't play him.
look, if you're gonna play him a quarterback, that's fine. You want
Look,
to
he
lie?
might be that desperate for quarterback. Let's be honest.
Nobody's on bye. There's quarterbacks out there.
You want to know why? That's okay. Because he's a quarterback. Okay.
So you say
How
that
many
there's no
second or
quarterback
third
combined,
stringers are starting
but
this week, though?
That's
Tommy fucking DeVito, dog.
Our buddy Austin pointed out Tommy DeVito and Jake Browning cost more on DraftKings than Gardner.
So in our Harry Potter league,
Yeah.
I had Joe Burrow.
Yep.
And then I picked up Andy Dalton during the season because somebody else got hurt. Oh, I think I picked up Stetson Bennett in our rookie draft. And then I picked up Tyrod Taylor. So I had to pick up Jake Browning this week.
I
So-
like Jake Brown.
Actually, not a bad start this week. if
No,
you
but
believe
I'm
in the
saying-
kid, so.
Sometimes you might just be desperate enough to start Taysom Hill as your quarterback.
I mean, it
I
should
like
never come to that. But if you're going to start him, you should start him in your quarterback position because he's not a tight end. So, at the very least, they need to make him a wide receiver.
I say running back. I've been saying that.
That's
all.
fine. That's fine.
Speaking of which, Joe, you and Mauricio Gutierrez need to get together because he also hates Taysom Hill.
So does 75% of the.
I
fucking
was on.
league.
I was
Like,
on this train last year. I am full converted this year. And look, in my full conversion, it has helped my streams of the week so much better. Like
Streamers lost Aaron Rodgers,
open your mind.
Kirk Cousins, and then Joe Burrow. So
See, now
he is desperate.
Scampers.
Yeah.
What I would do next time
Who
is
has
simply,
Jake Browning? Did somebody
Listen.
steal him from you?
Listen, Scampers. What I would do is simply just not have that happen next year. I think that's what I
If
would
you draft players who play all 17 games, you
won't have that issue. I think you just that's the easy solution to your problem.
Yeah, don't draft the guys who are going to get hurt.
Yeah, I mean, duh.
Better.
Do better. Be better.
Be best.
Dynasty ads start. DT out Brownie or Danny DeVito. Ryan. Okay, all I can think of now is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Just got Frank in my head.
I'm not starting DeVito against the Pats. I'm probably going Browning. I have this sneaky feeling DTR pops this week. I'm going to go Browning because DTR's in Denver, and that's scary. So,
Josh.
Flip a coin. I mean, gross. Yeah, Jake Browning not it against the Steelers. I can tell you that. Honestly, I'll probably go DeVito. I think that game is going to be terrible enough that. Yeah.
Joe.
I took the under in the Broncos-Browns game, so I think that game maybe ends like 10-9. That game's going to be ugly. The lowest of the lows of Bill Belichick's career will happen on Sunday. He will lose to Tommy DeVito and should get fired the following Monday. Tommy DeVito.
I don't know that Belichick will get fired.
He won't.
Mutual
Robert
parting
Kraft
ways.
will trade him before he fires him.
Listen. Let's get this straight. He's not getting cut. Okay, he's not getting fired. If he was any other head coach, he would have been fired in week 4. But it's Bill Belichick, so he's not going to get fired. He has some might say a longer leash than any other head coach.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. Tommy
Scampers
DeVito.
just wants you to know that he admits that he messed up drafting players.
Yep.
Who got hurt.
I mean, you watch this show too, so I mean that might be like step 2 in the whole process, but.
Cap for Life needs a PPR flex and a tight end spot. So pick 2, Devin Singletary, Taysom Hill, or Cole Kmet. Who aren't you picking, Ryan?
Houston has Jacksonville. Pierce is coming back. I like Hill this week. Kmet's good enough this week. I'm probably benching Kmet out of this group.
Josh.
I'm benching Taysom Hill. As long as everybody's healthy, he's not going to see the type of run that he needs to get to actually be fantasy viable. His pop games were when Juwan Johnson was out or Jamal Williams were out. Both of those guys are healthy and playing. So Taysom Hill's not going to see the level of production that we'll need to actually be able to trust him in a fantasy lineup.
Joe.
Obviously, we're sitting Taysom Hill here. This isn't why that question shouldn't have been posed to me. Obviously.
I mean, it's just
obviously
kindness. Angie, good morning. She needs to sit 1. Brisker, Metellus, or Hobbs. What do you think? We'll go with the second part of the question after. Ryan, who are you sitting?
Why am I blanking on Metellus' first name?
I think it's the first time I've heard that name. So,
Josh Metellus, I believe, linebacker.
I'm not
safety.
This gets easier for me that I'm not sitting Brisker or Hobbs. So because I can't think of Metellus at all, give me Brisker and Hobbs. So,
Josh,
I don't play IDP, so you don't need to ask me.
I don't even think Josh knows who Jaquon Brisker is. So
I know the name. I couldn't tell. He's the Bears safety, the rookie, right?
Look at you, not a rookie, but yeah, good job.
Close.
yeah, it is Josh.
Yeah, I'd sit Metellus, and then, you're not benching Logan Wilson. Sorry, that's
no.
I don't care who unless the opposite guy is Foyeside Aluakon, you're not benching Logan Wilson.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's not happening. I have Foyeside Aluakon and Logan Wilson on the same team. Logan Wilson has not played a single snap in my starting lineup because Foyeside Aluakon is there. So,
I've been going back and forth between Aluakon and Quay Walker.
This shouldn't even be a question.
Mostly playing Aluakon.
Yes, correct. Accurate.
Cap wants to know Jake Browning or Derek Carr, Joe.
Jake Browning. I'm off the Derek Carr train.
If I know Carr's playing for sure, it's Carr for me. I'm not gonna
off the Carr train. See ya. If Jameis Winston plays, now we have a different story. Okay, because Jameis Winston's going to throw for 400 yards. He's going to have 17 turnovers, but he'll also have 7 touchdowns. Yeah. So it's gonna cancel each other out at some point. So, and for you Chris Olave fantasy managers, you want Derek Carr to just die off the face of the earth because
that I won't disagree with that.
Because I think it took Jameis Winston one drive to get Chris Olave into the top 10 of fantasy receivers or something like that. It's that easy. It's simply that easy. When you don't give a shit about turning the ball over, then you can throw the ball to Chris Olave. So, Jake Browning.
Josh.
I'm done with Carr.
It's Carr, not because I love Derek Carr. It's because Jake Browning is a nothing quarterback, and Steelers eat up nothing quarterbacks.
I have faith in Jake Browning. It is rivalry weekend in college football. This man led Washington to a 4 seed. Did he get absolutely booty banged by Alabama? Yes, he did. Okay. But it doesn't matter. He led them to the 4 seed. Okay. Jake Browning.
Not hard to do in the Pac-12 though.
Fuck
Josh,
you,
make
Pittsburgh.
sure you get booty banged in the timestamp.
I'm just surprised Joe kept it PG.
I
have to. I can't. Yeah, I can't. Do you know the amount of things that I could say from the league that like isn't like appropriate at all anymore?
90% of that show.
I would venture to say all of the show, but
Forever Unclean is perfectly fine.
The EBDBB&B.
It's been so long that since I've seen it that it doesn't.
Eskimo Brothers Database Bed and Breakfast. I am currently in a league that my dad started called the Vinegar Strokes League, and my team name is Pete Top Kevin Bottom. So
that works.
Oh, Lou.
It will be the EBDBB&B next year. So.
Oh, Joe Zollo wants to know. He's got AJ Brown, DJ Moore, and Tank Dell in his lineup, but he's got Chase and Downs on his bench. Are you making any changes, Joe?
Probably not. Honestly, no. No. Yeah, I mean, it's weird to have Chase on the bench, but no.
Ryan.
Also benching Chase in a league. I'm just going to confirm my priors on. See, DJ Moore and Chase is the one that I question. I'm definitely going to start Dell.
DJ, really? Been an absolute dog when Justin Fields is in the lineup.
Yeah.
Minnesota's played better defense lately.
That's the issue.
Okay, they went from 30 to 29. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
We're actually like the 10th ranked fantasy defense right now. It throws me off every single week. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it as is. I'm with you. I am also benching Chase in a league. So,
Josh,
pains me to say bench Jamar Chase here, but you have good enough options to where you don't need the perceived floor that you think you should get with a hyper-targeted Chase and a backup quarterback, because you have AJ Brown, you have Tank Dell, and you have DJ Moore. So I'm okay with this. It still pains me one way or the other.
Yeah, it's not painful. Fuck it. Fuck it, we ball.
Again, Joe wants to know Etienne, Swift, Warren, or James Cook for his RB2. Ryan. Nope. Joe.
No, go ahead, Ryan.
You can't bench Travis Etienne under any my goodness, any circumstance right now. Even as Houston is improved, we've seen them give up points to the running back. I think Rashad White in that insane CJ Stroud game had 2 touchdowns against them. I'm not benching Travis Etienne. I'm certainly not benching him against the Houston Texans.
Joe.
Yeah, I don't overthink this one. I looked at Swift's matchup. I mean, it's good.
Yeah, Buffalo's been giving up a ton of points to running backs.
I wouldn't I wouldn't overthink this one because Houston, as good as they've looked on offense, they've allowed a lot of points on defense.
Yeah.
So don't overthink this one. James Cook is irrelevant as all hell. He might have 2 points this week. So Etienne.
Josh.
Yeah, definitely not starting Cook. Jaylen Warren's got the burst.
Dog.
Etienne has been really off the last couple weeks. Texans are a good matchup, though. I'd probably stick with Etienne, but Swift is definitely enticing.
Before
who are you starting over Etienne and Swift? Do you have McCaffrey? Because that's about it for me.
Yeah.
In which case, you would have already started him.
Yeah.
Before I ask this next question, I need to know, Joe, what does your sweater say?
It's a great day to motorboat.
The Missouri River Motorboaters.
Missouri River Motorboaters generated $300,000 in sales. What up, baby?
Nicely done, sir. All right, George is 9-2 and is in the playoffs and wants to know: would you trade Tank Dell for Justin Jefferson? His other wide receivers are Cooper Kupp, Jaylen Waddle, Chris Olave, Deontay Johnson, and JSN in a non-PPR league. So, given the other wide receivers, Joe, are you making that trade?
One, sick flex. They need to come in there and say you're already in the playoffs. All right, fuck you, George. Is it weird to say Tank Dell has a higher touchdown upside than Justin Jefferson?
Yes.
Is it weird? Is it weird? Because Jefferson was having a hard time finding the end zone before his injury. So I obviously that is, a massive upgrade in every which way. If this is PPR, this wouldn't even be a flinch. But the big play upside weirdly feels kind of the same, and I think Tank Dell has a better chance of getting in the end zone. I don't know. Also, we don't know what Josh Dobbs is going to look like with Justin Jefferson. I'm not worried, but we also don't know what that combination is going to look like. So
I can read off their remaining schedules, Joe.
It's not your turn.
Yeah,
you told me to go to you last.
I'm just saying it might help him answer this question better.
With my turn. Yeah, go ahead. Go Tank Dell first.
So Tank Dell, remaining schedule
Actually,
after this.
You know what? Just read me the playoffs. I don't give a shit because he's already in. Just read me the playoffs schedule.
At Tennessee versus Cleveland versus Tennessee.
That's Tank Dell?
That's Tank Dell.
Okay, so
doubles up with Tennessee. Talk about a
Cleveland,
shit
Tennessee.
sandwich.
Yeah. Okay.
But here's Jefferson. Playoffs. At Bengals versus Detroit versus the Packers.
So he has 2 games at home.
Games at home. In that dome. Hashtag.
Give another
Yeah, go.
I needed to finish off that rhyme, Ryan.
Yeah,
games at home.
Go get
in that
Jefferson.
dome with a gnome.
Because you'll get the at Raiders for Jefferson, which presumably will be his first game back because they have a week 13 bye. Minnesota does.
Yeah, go get Jefferson. They both have decent playoff matchups. It's not Tennessee twice is great, but they both have decent playoff matchups. But yeah, go Jefferson twice in the dome, semis, and then finals week. Yeah,
I'm making the trade. Plain and simple. You don't need Dell right now, and if you're right on Jefferson, it's a hell of a being right. So,
Josh.
Yeah, I'm there too. Go get Jefferson.
To answer your previous question of who they were starting, is
okay, that's fair.
So
good start.
All right, the Smitty, who is trash talking earlier, clearly, who's Eagles and cutting and hammers.
He's a 49ers fan and getting all on his high horse because he thinks that they're so much better than the Eagles. When how's that Brock Purdy looking without his weapons? 3 losses. Just throwing that out there.
Brandon Ayuk might score 30 fantasy points in that game.
Your only defense needs to be is that they have Kyle Shanahan. That's the only defense that you ever need. So How do we feel about Brock Purdy? You know, Smitty, that's a great question. Let me answer that for you. Let's see him against real defense because he hasn't seen one in a while. So let's see him against a real one with all that. I mean, Philly secondary looks just absolutely
You can throw
stellar.
on him, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're absolutely stellar. Does their secondary look? They'll see the Seahawks and they'll, as with the coin term on the show, booty bang the Seahawks. So that one doesn't even matter. That one's a wash. They will curb stomp and murder the Arizona Cardinals. They'll go skeet shooting, killing those birds.
Skeet shooting.
And then they see the Ravens at home. So I don't care to think of that matchup as anything tough because that is an East Coast team going West Coast. And that is Christmas night, ladies and gentlemen. How about that? Christmas night. Good game.
Feliz Navidad.
They see the Commanders. Statistically, one of the worst defenses in the league. And then they will finish at home against the Rams. When Brock Purdy goes to the playoffs and actually shows he can do things against a real defense, then I'll believe him. I say the same thing about Miami because as of right now, the fact that they only beat the Raiders by 7, and it feels like they just kind of drew the big straw against the Jets of Zach Wilson sucks, the defense wasn't great, turnovers, all these things. I'm waiting for Miami to play a real defense because as we've seen, they don't really do well against real defenses. So we'll see how Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy can dice that one up. If Brock Purdy does not have the greatest running back of his generation behind him, he may be lucky to throw for 200 yards a game because if Elijah Mitchell was running behind that offensive line, there would be no fucking respect for that run defense. You could double Brandon Ayuk all day. You could leave George Kittle one-on-one. It doesn't matter. McCaffrey's back there, so that is why Purdy is doing so well. I would take Brock Purdy over my current quarterback situation. I would take the fucking 8th grade quarterback at Fisher's Middle School where I live over Mac Jones. Okay. I'm not shitting on Brock Purdy. I just need to see him do it against a real team in a real situation where there's actually pressure on him. It's not, listen, if you're a Niners fan, go nuts. You haven't won shit since the 90s. Okay. Go nuts. All right. You're living in as much denial as Cowboys fans are. Okay. You have done nothing. All right. Kyle Shanahan is the definition of a porn star on a couch. She's choking so much. Okay. He can't do anything. He's so bad. 10-point lead in the Super Bowl. Choked that away. 25-point lead. You know what? Let's keep throwing it. Let's not run the football in the worst Super Bowl comeback ever. Okay?
Oh,
ever.
Jesus,
just to build a little
mercy.
Kyle Shanahan has been a part of the listen. Kyle Shanahan has been a part of the
you know we are true Pats
worst
fans.
Super Bowl comebacks in NFL history. The two worst, 10 and 25. The record was previously 10, and then the Patriots broke it. And then you want to know what Shanahan did? He said, that wasn't good enough. Let me do it again to the Chiefs.
I just want to state for the record that when you come back to Joe's argument with so denial, and then so you're still in denial, followed by blah, 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 hater, that just means that you know Joe is right, and you have nothing legitimate to come back with it.
So I'll throw a couple of things out.
Stats are correct.
Purdy has scored a touchdown in every single game this season.
Yeah, good for him.
Turnovers have been up lately, but I think that's because they're giving him a little bit more leash to see what he can get away with. He's not elite. He's not top 5 in the NFL. He's probably not top 10 in the NFL. I think he is top half of the league, top 15 in the NFL, and I think he's only going to get better. If we're talking fantasy, he's a streaming option. He's not someone I'm plugging out there every week, but I will say the floor is nice because of the fact that he has scored a touchdown every single game this season.
Well, the floor is nice because of the weapons that he has.
Exactly. I mean,
I
hate when that argument is used against somebody. Like,
but that's the thing. Look at the games that he played without Deebo Samuel and without Brandon Ayuk. He's not good.
But he still scored a touchdown.
He was not good. He was creating way too many turnovers, and they were losing those football games. That's the point I'm getting at.
Okay, you guys have 20
bad.
seconds to finish this argument on Brock Purdy, and then we're moving on.
Okay, we have spent a lot of time on Brock Purdy.
I will finish
Good
it.
enough is the answer.
I will finish it. Kyle Shanahan's a fucking awful head coach. There's your analysis on Brock Purdy. Okay, there you go. Anytime someone brings up the 49ers,
5.
that's my argument.
We're ready to move on.
All right. Scampers wants to
We're
know.
ready.
Sit 1.5 PPR. Javonte versus Cleveland, Ridley at Houston, or Kyren at Arizona. Joe.
Doesn't Ridley feel like a trap? Doesn't he just
So, I mean, that exactly.
feels like it? Just like sucks you in. Hey, look at what I just did. 1 for 18. Like, does that just feels like that's what
That's
is
what he did in week 1 this season.
Yes, correct.
Literally what he did.
But do we like Javonte against Cleveland? No.
That's what
So
I'm
I think
we're
I
shit
think
talking Ridley.
yeah, we're sitting Javonte Williams. Yeah, Ridley's it just feels trappy, but you're sitting Javonte.
Yep. I'm not playing anybody in that Cleveland game.
Yeah.
Josh.
Yeah, I'm sitting. Oh God, Javonte doesn't look great against Cleveland, but I'm not trusting Ridley at all.
Anthony wants to know whose fantasy value benefits the most by Mark Andrews' likely season-ending injury. Joe.
I mean, the easy answer is Isaiah Likely, but that's like the cop-out answer. But I think Zay Flowers benefits the most because he's going to be more the guy they'll trust underneath and across the middle.
I think Odell Beckham. I think you're seeing a chemistry built between Lamar Jackson and Odell Beckham. He plays a different role than Zay Flowers, and you could argue Odell Beckham is now their best red zone target. I think Odell Beckham, you could see a very, very nice end of season for Odell Beckham.
When did we start referring to him as Odell Beckham instead of OBJ?
When he threw a hissy fit and was being a bitch, and now we have to call him by his real name. So
you don't get dope nicknames if you're not a top 30 wide receiver.
Yeah. Can we also talk about?
Easier to say.
Can we also talk about the fact that Chris Collinsworth comparing Jackson Smith and Jigba's one-handed catch to Odell Beckham? Is he just constantly high? What is he talking about? Was it a great catch? Hell yeah. That was an unbelievable catch. The fact he whipped his head around that quick and was able to track the ball, which I don't even think he knew where the ball was. He just stuck out his mitt and said, fuck it, I think this is where it's going to end up. It was a great catch. You diminished it by comparing it to a guy who caught it at a 90-degree angle with 3 fingers getting murdered on pass interference. It wasn't even in the same stratosphere. Great catch. Chris Collinsworth should probably leave the booth along with Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit, and all the other ancient dinosaurs out there.
I want to throw out, I'm nervous about Isaiah Likely. Only 2 targets, didn't catch either one after Andrews left the game. Outperformed by Charlie Kohler, their other rookie they drafted that same
Who?
year, so.
Exactly.
Who?
Josh.
I'll actually reference Cap for Life down here coming in saying Gus the Bus benefits the most. I think when you're talking in terms of the passing game, Odell Beckham probably benefits the most. Zay Flowers was getting his targets anyway. The one thing I do like, though, they're starting to get Rashad Bateman a little bit more involved. He's running more routes. He's starting to play more snaps. It looks like he's getting healthier. So, Ryan, kind of along those same lines where you think that OBJ could take that step, I think Bateman seems to be coming along in that realm. But when it comes to red zone, it's Gus Edwards, plain and simple. I mean, he's not going to catch passes, but he's going to score touchdowns, and he scored a lot of them this year.
If you want to be clear who it is, it's Dalton Kincaid, Trey McBride, and all these mid-tier tight ends who are now super viable because Mark Andrews is not there.
Albert wants to know, pick 2 in a full PPR, DJ Moore, Michael Pittman, and Tank Dell. So who are you sitting? Joe.
See you, Pittman. Bye. Gone.
Oh, God. Against that Tampa Bay defense?
Yes. Yes. The upside and the other 2 are way higher. Is Carlton
Ryan.
Davis the worst cornerback in the NFL? Probably. But
I'm benching DJ Moore.
You dickhead. Bench Pittman.
I will not bench Michael Pittman in this situation.
Michael Pittman.
Josh.
Oh, God. I'm going to chase the upside. Give me Moore and Tank Dell here. I like Pittman's floor. I think he probably has a better floor than all 3 of them. But I think Downs is the guy that truly has the upside in that Colts passing offense because he's so much more electric. Pittman's just going to He's going to get the 10 yards. He's going to fall, and that's it.
Oh, Ryan, I'm going to make my argument better. Carlton Davis is out, which means there's going to be a better cornerback playing against Michael Pittman. Okay. How can you play him? Dude, Zion McCollum, the 5th round pick in 2022, is covering Michael Pittman. That's scary.
So in the last 3 games, and I'm going to give Josh a little bit of credit here on Michael Pittman not quite getting the yards per reception. In the last 3 games, Downs has 122 yards. Pittman only has 188. In that same span, Pittman has 33 targets to Downs' 13. So yes, Downs is doing a lot more with a lot less. Pittman is the guy you want in this game.
I just can't wait for the Bucs to realize when Carlton Davis and Jamel Dean are out this week that Zion McCollum and Josh Hayes are the fucking future for that secondary.
10 seconds and we're moving on.
That's it. That was my only thing.
Okay.
I'm funny. Let me talk.
For our Kevin discussion earlier, Scampers wants you to know that he has done the work. There are only 7 Kevins.
I couldn't name one.
That's what I said.
Kevin Byard is the first name that comes to my head.
The 2 IDP guys.
Yeah.
Cap wants to know that the Saints trigger Joe. I don't know why.
It's just because they just act. It's just so their franchise is so infuriating. It's so infuriating.
Cap also wants to know, what are your thoughts on Derrick Henry? He also has Tajay Spears.
If it ain't fucking this week, when is it? I guess that's the only thoughts we need on Derrick Henry. For good
Ryan's
God, man,
angry.
Shit
right.
Together.
Good enough. Chris G wants to know, in a full PPR at wide receiver, are you starting Cooper Kupp or Chris Olave? He currently has White, who is now questionable at flex, so he could bench him and play both. Also on his bench are flex candidates as Ramondre Stevenson and Zay Flowers. So, what would you do, Joe?
I got a funny feeling Rachaad White is not going to be playing. So this,
if he was this late, add to the injury list, I can't imagine he plays.
Yeah, so I think that's going to answer your question. You better hope Derek Carr has a mini stroke on the bus and recovers very quickly because
Lord, no.
Joe's just putting the gloves off today.
I could not with him today.
Mini stroke and recovers quickly. I am the funniest thing about this show. Fucking leave me alone. Bitch, Kupp and Olave. It's Kupp and Olave.
What is going on? Jesus.
It's Kupp and Olave. It's Kupp and Olave.
Chaos.
Ramondre, fuck no, and maybe Zay Flowers.
It's Kupp and Olave.
Yeah.
They're not gonna. Late injuries are terrifying, and so I agree. There's a better than good chance Rachaad White's not playing this game.
Josh,
why do we feel good about Cooper Kupp right now? Like, I'm legitimately asking.
Because
he's in and out of the lineup all season consistently.
Because Jeremy Fowler from ESPN said this morning that he's going to get his full run, Josh, okay?
And Arizona can't cover nobody.
I mean,
Cooper Kupp could be in the field for 3 plays. He might have 200 yards. So, like that.
I doubt that. It doesn't come close to that.
56 yards per catch.
Have you seen Arizona play defense?
No, trust me, I have. And I know their defensive coordinator, or their
quote Ryan, Arizona can't cover nobody.
Cooper Kupp's going to have 2 catches for 198 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's his day.
That's right. Yeah. 299 yards.
Might have 2 catches and leave with a bum ankle again. So
and he's Scampers. I only wish something bad for them to quickly recover so I can benefit fantasy wise to win money. What's wrong with that?
So much.
You're telling me you never said
so much.
You never said I need somebody to just like twist their ankle real quick.
No, I have always said healthy scratch.
No.
Healthy scratch.
I go the other route. I wish them to actually die, and I don't care.
Yeah, there you go. See, I care
Mike
enough
wants
about
to know
their health.
Tyler Boyd or Khalil Shakir and flex PPR.
Give up. No, Shakir. No, it's Shakir.
You're a real bundle of positivity today, Joe.
It's Shakir.
We all hate Jake Browning. You can't start his wide receivers, and the Eagles give up a ton of points to wide receivers. You just need to hope it's Shakir over Gabe.
For the record, I don't hate Jake Browning. I do think he has a decent week, but not enough to start Boyd over Shakir. So.
Yeah, that's fair. And is T. Higgins going to play this week?
He's already out.
No, he's out.
That's
So,
right.
I mean,
I announced it.
that helps,
Yeah,
but
you
as
did.
Josh has said, the Eagles secondary is bad. So
Josh.
Yeah, the Eagles secondary is bad. If they
I wanted you to
continue,
only say that.
if they continue to keep getting Shakir involved, this is a pretty easy Shakir play. But I think this really just boils down to floor with Boyd versus upside with Shakir. So if you're chasing that upside, go get Shakir because he could very well have a Gabe Davis day, but also have a Gabe Davis day where he gets you 0.
so it could.
All right.
Okay.
Quincy needs 2 in a flex spot. Zay Flowers, Odell, Dalton Schultz, Devin Singletary. Well, T. Higgins is out, so
T. Higgins.
Don't
T.
start
Higgins.
T.
Start T.
Higgins.
Higgins. Start T. Higgins. Start T. Higgins. I play Quincy this week. Start T. Higgins. No kidding. I don't know who this person is. Singletary and Zay Flowers. I think. I'm not flexing a tight end, so Singletary and Zay Flowers.
Ryan.
I would go both Baltimore wide receivers taking on the Chargers. Give me Odell and Flowers.
Also not a bad pick.
Josh.
Definitely Zay Flowers.
All right.
Schultz.
Myers or London in a PPR. Oh, sorry, Josh. I forgot you only
I was like,
Feels like
Faith
there's-
pushed
there's a
the
second.
show along.
There's a second option to that.
Took too long. Myers or London in PPR.
This is Joe's answer from last question.
This is a
Or
give up.
Pick someone else.
This
Yeah,
is
give
this
up.
is a give up question. 100%.
I need Nino to come on every single show. Just put that comment.
Give
so
up.
after we read comments, we could just reference that
Yeah,
one.
give up.
Give up. Give up.
I feel like you have to go London. Him and Ritter seem to have a decent connection, and I don't know what it is about Aiden O'Connell, but he must hate Jacoby Myers as much as Bill Belichick does. So Drake London.
Neither one of them is in my top 30, but give me Drake London.
Yeah, you have to go London.
Josh.
London.
In the world's last non-PPR league.
No,
False.
Angie.
That's true, Andy.
False. Elixirs plays in
Me
7 of
I
them.
was just
Me
gonna
and
say
Elixirs
we
are
haven't
with
seen
you.
Elixirs today with asking
Wait, are
questions
Angie
for
and
his
Elixirs the
STD
same
league.
person?
I've never
Pause?
seen them in the same room.
Is Angie a 14-year-old kid? Pause.
No,
Apparently, Elixirs was in my was at the LA Live draft, and I didn't
Yeah.
realize it and didn't meet him. I was like, "What the heck, bro?"
R.I.P.
Anyway, are you flexing Addison, Kirk, or Kyren Williams, Joe?
On a non-PPR? Ugh. Even the non-PPR, I still think Kirk. Ugh. It's Kirk or Addison. I think Kirk finds the end zone.
I was going to say it's Kirk or Williams, and I'm going to go a running back and a non-PPR. Give me Kyren Williams.
Josh.
standard. Always running backs. Kyren Williams.
All right, yeah, fuck me. Christian Kirk.
All right, in a full PPR, are you going Cooper Kupp or Adam Thielen? Joe.
Thielen.
Ryan.
Has been so bad lately, and I want to pick him here because of the shit we got about Kupp, but I have to go Kupp. So,
He was 8 for 72 last week. He had a good week.
yeah, he did finally bounce back last week. It was the 2 weeks leading up to that.
Well, it was Reich was calling the plays last week. That's what I said. Somebody asked us Tank Dell or Adam Thielen rest of the season, and I said Tank Dell, which obviously has panned out in the 1 week that's happened. But I said Frank Reich calling the plays again could make us eat our words, because I think Josh and I were on that show. And I'm not saying that it is, but because Tank Dell absolutely ripped it up last week. But very clearly, Frank Reich realizes that Adam Thielen is the offense, so he's trying to get him the ball as much as possible. I like Thielen. So
they're both in my top 15, so I'd like to know who you're starting over both of them. I like both this week.
fair.
Thielen for me.
All right. Cap wants to know, is Calvin Ridley a landmine or a jackpot? Joe.
I don't know what a landmine is, but I'd like to.
You step on it and it blows up.
No. That's a
landmine.
landmine.
Mine.
A landmine. I don't know what that is. But
Mega Mind.
I would I whatever a landmine is, I think is what I would say, because he's not a jackpot. He's simply not a jackpot, folks. Nah.
Calvin Ridley is Gabe Davis right now, so
What an awful comparison.
The difference, though, and I saw this graphic on a broadcast, can't remember which one it was. When Zay Jones is out, Calvin Ridley is a fat dud. When Zay Jones plays, Calvin Ridley is fucking AJ Brown.
You want to know why? Because Zay Jones is a fucking dog. Fucking dog.
So
called that shit last year.
Maybe you just need to look and see if Zay Jones is playing, and if he is, you start Calvin Ridley.
The other issue I don't like about that game is Houston gives up a ton of points to tight ends as well, so this could be an Evan Ingram type week. So you're dealing with so many hits and misses from that team. Etienne and Kirk are the only two I trust.
It's funny. Didn't Cade Otton have a good week 2 weeks ago against Houston?
Yep.
Gross. Utterly disgusting.
That was that double tutty week, wasn't it? Yeah.
I don't know. That was a weird week. Jonnu Smith was tight end 2 or something like that. It was a weird week.
All right. Nino says he was offered Devonta Smith and Downs for Pittman. He's 8-3, so he's asking, should he keep Pittman for volume or get Devonta, who has a high ceiling with the easiest wide receiver schedule? Joe.
You're 8-3. Don't change anything. And you're going to have to drop somebody. So.
Right.
All I was going to ask is, who do you need to drop? Because I'm taking this trade as long as I have a droppable asset. I love Michael Pittman, but what you're getting, Devonta Smith easily makes up for Pittman, and now you're getting benched up. So.
Josh.
I mean, I'm very much in the Smith downside of this. Like, I get the floor for Pittman, but I mean that's a 2-for-1 steal as far as I'm concerned.
He dropped Rashee
Rice.
I like Rashee Rice.
I like Rashee Rice too, but when you look at where he's trending, right now it's trending down.
Yeah, if you look at it, I like Devonta Smith more than Pittman. I like Downs better than Rashee Rice. So, yeah, I'll make that trade.
There you go. Does Puka stay as a wide receiver too? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Not even a question.
As long as Stafford's healthy, Puka and Kupp are fine.
Forever be referred to as landmine on this show.
Yeah, I like
landmine and booty bang.
Cap, don't get worried about us giving you shit. That's all we do.
Literally. Nino also says if Rachaad White plays, he needs a running back, a wide receiver, and a flex. Bijan, Rashad, Warren, Pittman, or Kupp. What two are you sitting?
Seems like the world is really in on Bijan Robinson finally popping this week. How do you guys feel about that?
Against what, a top 3 fantasy run defense?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sitting Bijan in every league I can. Well, here's the thing. Rachaad White is probably not playing.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's these last 3. I think I'm gonna go Warren, Pittman, Kupp.
You would start Warren over Bijan. Okay.
And no, I wouldn't.
I was gonna say that feels like that feels like a me move, and even I wouldn't do that.
I don't know why I said it. As soon as I said it out loud, it felt very, very.
It felt wrong. Yeah. Listen, I love Jaylen Warren. I'm a big Jaylen Warren guy. I'm not ready to start him over Bijan Robinson, even in a bad matchup. So Bijan, Pittman, Kupp. If Rachaad White plays, Rachaad White, Pittman.
No. I disagree with that. I'm not going to play Rachaad White with a knee injury on a Saturday. I'm going to go Bijan, Pittman, Kupp regardless.
Fine.
Josh.
I was going to say Bijan, Warren, and Kupp for upside purposes. Yeah, I'm going all upside here.
Okay.
All right. Freezy, which is a new name. Welcome.
Love it.
Lamar Walker and Sutton for Tua, Henry, and Jordan Wilson. He already has Jalen Hurts, so Lamar isn't starting. Joe, are you making that trade?
No. If Hurts is, if you already have a quarterback, why are you trading for another one?
Well, he would be trading a quarterback for a quarterback.
No, exactly why. Like, you don't need a quarterback.
I would try to get them to throw in something else than a backup quarterback in this trade.
I would not want Derrick Henry or Garrett Wilson on my team. So I think you get worse in every single aspect here.
See, Walker dealing with that oblique injury, and then
Derrick Henry dealing with being Derrick Henry on the Titans also doesn't help his case. So,
and Garrett Wilson is just terrifying. Yeah, this is
George.
We've said this before. Lamar's the best player in this trade, and so I guess you can't make the trade because you're giving up the best player. So.
Cortland
Unless
Sutton's
you
better
can
than
get
Garrett
them to
Wilson.
change to another running back.
Get their best three players. There's no way those are the best three players on that team, and if it is, they're not doing so hot. So you need to get their best three players because Lamar should warrant at least a little bit of that. And Cortland Sutton is a top 24 wide receiver. And Kenneth Walker,
He's a top 20 wide receiver, honestly.
is a fucking dog.
Yeah, his touchdowns matter.
Pony up, baby.
There's so many clips from today's show.
You're welcome.
Cap wants to know Jonathan Taylor or Etienne. Joe.
Etienne. They play Tampa. I'm sitting Taylor in almost every league.
Yeah, it's Tampa's rush defense has been quite good. I'm not going to say I'm sitting Taylor in every single league. I'm starting him in Scott Fishbowl, but if I have the choice, I'm playing Etienne over Taylor.
I always have to preface I'm sitting Jonathan Taylor. I stockpile running backs, folks, and that's why I'm sitting JT.
I do as well.
No, I don't think you do it as much as me.
My running backs I'm choosing from in Scott Fishbowl, Monty, who already played, Christian McCaffrey, Bijan-Robinson, and Jonathan Taylor.
Okay, that's just
Christian McCaffrey also played too.
Yeah.
Josh.
But Etienne's my RB2 this week behind Christian McCaffrey. He is always the answer unless you somehow have Christian McCaffrey.
Good.
Even then, you probably have to start two running backs. So.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. I feel like one running back is becoming like a standard in the league.
Can I ask, because I saw this guy on waivers, is Khalil Herbert a play this week? I'm not playing him. I just picked him up because I'm like, ooh, a running back that is healthy.
See, that's my thing is he's worth a roster spot for sure. I'm not diving into playing him just yet. So.
Yeah, I'm not. I can start one running back and four receivers, so I'm chilling. But just wanted to get your guys' thoughts there because he's a healthy running back, and those aren't exactly a thing on the waiver wire anymore. So,
Warren or Stevenson? Joe.
Where's Nino's comment?
Give up.
Freezy, I believe you're new. Patriots fan. Okay. Faith, also a Patriots fan.
Yes.
I don't know what more to tell you besides I have just the worst feeling in my stomach that the Giants are going to beat the fucking Patriots this week. Couldn't tell you why. Just there's so much inside of me telling me that
we suck this season.
No. I just think Tommy DeVito is gonna whip out his little Italian sub on the field and absolutely, as we've said, booty bang the Patriots this week. All right, this is not gonna be good.
God help us all.
Right.
Jaylen Warren upside, guys.
The Giants give up so many points to running backs. It is Ramondre fucking Stevenson.
Nope. You guys have not watched enough Patriots football to understand how piss poor this is and how this feels like Ezekiel Elliott week.
I am shocked. I obviously haven't done the start sit show in a while. The Jaylen Warren love right now, and I understand why, but the fact of the matter is this. I want to see competent coaching post Matt Canada that they're actually going to give this kid the valuable touches. If they're just going to keep running Najee Harris into the fucking back of the guards, what does it matter? So.
I agree. Okay, I agree. On the other hand, it's the Patriots. Okay, Connor McDermott might start this week. Do you know who that is? No, you don't.
I honestly do not.
Connor McDermott is the Carlton Davis of offensive linemen. He's fucking atrocious. Okay. Ugh.
It's Ramondre. Last question.
Scampers, don't encourage this,
guys. It's funny.
Do not.
It is funny. First off, all right.
Do not.
I'm hilarious.
PPR Addison versus Chicago, Pop Douglas at the Giants, or Rondale versus the Rams. Joe.
Well, we know it ain't fucking Douglas.
No,
Nope.
no.
It's
It is intriguing, obviously, because you probably see Pop Douglas and you see the green next to opponent ranking for the New York Giants, and that's enticing. Addison?
Yeah,
That's what Josh said. Ryan,
Yeah.
do you agree? Oh my gosh, is this the first time this show?
This
that
might
you've
be
all
the first
agreed?
time.
Okay, no.
What a way to end
Rondale. No.
Are you
no, it's-
doing that
it's-
just to be spiteful?
No, it's Addison at home against the Bears. Clearly Kyler likes throwing to Rondale more. It's very apparent in the games in Arizona. That helps, but no, Addison. Give up.
There's no better way
That
to
should
end
be
this
your
show.
guys' line when you try and stop me. Just give up.
You
Like,
literally should have just posted "give up" and then hit the fucking outro video.
Yeah.
We can't do that, Ryan.
I
Unhinged today, folks. Unhinged.
It.
What a Thanksgiving edition.
Woo!
Ryan's had
You
to mute
know-
his mic so much because he's laughing so hard. All right.
Yeah.
Like,
It is the laughs that is triggering it. I do want to throw that out.
Yeah.
you're welcome. I mean,
Uh,
I'm simply helping the COVID leave your body through laughter.
I hope you're right.
Laughter is the best medicine.
Joe, for this episode, Joe has been like that one uncle at Thanksgiving that says all of the controversial things that are slightly funny that you don't want to laugh at, but are also really
But they're hilarious.
disturbing. And you're just
Yeah.
like,
No, I'm the creepy uncle sitting out there.
I didn't
on the
think it was
rocking
going to get
chair.
worse than the 9/11 reference, but when
Oh,
we started
but it
talking
just-
about Tommy DeVito's Italian sub, that
Yeah.
was the end of it for me.
or
was a
hoping that he
wrap.
has a mini stroke and bounces back quickly.
And like I said,
Ryan said he wishes for death.
I
I
wish
said I
that
just
death
need.
on players.
Yeah.
I'll cut them right now.
You need a Tyrod Taylor medical team stabbing situation
I do.
so
I would
that,
love that.
Jameis Winston needs to come on the field.
You know
Like,
what?
Tyrod Taylor
Now
was
that-
To
okay.
you, Josh, I say, just give up.
Yeah.
Josh, you.
What's
can
funny
kick-
is I
you
would have
can
been
kick me off
so
the
much
show
better.
anytime you want.
I don't know where the mini stroke thing came
No,
from. I would have
in
been
the
so much
private
better if
chat,
you were like,
though.
we need the trainer to stab Derek Carr. I'd be like, yes, we fucking do need that.
But instead, I said mini stroke.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh man, that's
Well, that's something.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Scampers.
Why
you're
are you?
welcome.
Why do you still watch the show? I mean, genuine
'Cause he
question.
loves us.
Like, are we good,
Scampers
or
is
am I just?
fantastic?
Are we good, or am I just like? Am I just white Stephen A. Smith? You just come to hear whatever shit spews out of my mouth. Like, is that what
That's
this
the only
is?
reason I show up.
Yeah. Like, is that what this is? I don't make a lot of money. So like, why are you?
You make
here?
no money.
I make no money. Why are you here?
I mean,
You make what we all make.
Yeah,
Zero.
Oh.
Oh, Lord Jesus, have mercy. This has been Starts It Different Day.
Has it?
Crap. You're lucky you got that in before I get my spiel,
Tajay
Andy.
Spears.
I'll go.
Keaton Mitchell or Tajay Spears? Josh is Tajay. Ryan.
Yeah, I'll go Tajay. That Panthers defense, as we all have learned, tends to give up 2 touchdowns to the backup running back when I say the starter is going to be good.
Joe.
No, Tajay Spears.
Don't do that to Andrew.
Tajay Spears. Tajay
And then
Spears. I'm
Scamper
sorry.
says this is why he keeps coming back.
I think that's
We
why
need-
we're all
we
here.
really
That's
need
why
to get
you're
better
part
help.
of the family.
We really need to
Scampers.
get better help therapy as a sponsor because
Ooh, because we all fucking need it.
Right?
All right. So this has been Starts It Different
Has it been?
Day.
has it?
It's been Starts It Different Day. Family drama, family arguments. Joe got kicked out of the family for a hot minute. But he's back because we love him, and that's what you do for family. You tolerate them.
Because I'm fucking hilarious. But continue. Josh needs to pee. Come on.
Josh.
Just sitting there in the private chat, guys. I gotta take a pee pee. Okay, hold it in. You're
Oh
a man.
my god. Josh, just hit the fucking video.
All right.
Right?
If you have any questions before tomorrow that we didn't get to, at Club Fantasy FFL on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, pose your questions. Any number of people will be happy
Keep
to
going.
help you.
Talk longer. Keep going.
Uh,
Keep going.
I'm seriously
follow-
about to cut you off and just play the damn video. Hurry up.
You can leave. We won't miss you. Follow at Women of Fantasy Football at Women of _FF. For Joe, for Josh, for Ryan. This has been Starts at Different Day. You see all of our handles. Go follow us. Good luck tomorrow. I was gonna get there. For what it's worth, it is college football rivalry weekend. Go Dogs, but I'm not scared. They're playing Georgia Tech. However, go Big Blue.
Yeah.
Beat Ohio.